Is it my age? Is it my hormones? Is it my thyroid? Why can't I lose this weight? Hi, I'm Natalie Jill. You might have seen me on the cover of Women's World or Muscle and Fitness Hers, or even for my work in the weight loss space over the last decade. And I'm here to tell you I've heard it all. And if you're still struggling to lose weight, you are not alone. And if you're eating high processed meals that aren't balanced, well, it's not your body's fault, it's yours, which is the best news ever, because if you're in ownership of the problem, then you can own the solution. This is what I've taught to over 100,000 people who have lost weight on my 6-week weight loss plan. The reason I've been so successful with my program is very simple. You get to stop counting calories and fat grams. You get to stop killing yourself at the gym, and you get to finally love yourself again, 100% from the inside out. Now look, I've been there. This is exactly how my journey started. So this is the neighborhood that I have not been back here in, my gosh, 9 years since I left this neighborhood. But this was crazy. This was like my dream neighborhood that I couldn't wait to move into. And at the time I remember being so excited to move into this neighborhood because I thought I'd finally made it. I was married, I was having my first baby, about to have my first baby, and I moved in this neighborhood, and I kept thinking, this is so cool, I'm living in this great neighborhood, I should be a lot happier. But I'll never forget, it was this like cute, perfect neighborhood. It still looks like this cute, perfect little neighborhood. And I just remember walking down the street, and one day in particular, I was with my two white labs, and I was pregnant, and I had sunglasses on, and I remember thinking, my gosh, if anyone walks by me right now and sees me, they will think I have this perfect life, and they have no idea how depressed I am right now. This was the house right here. What they didn't know was that the person I was married to was no longer my best friend. He had been my best friend. We were having some serious problems. I had gained over 50 pounds when I was pregnant, which is, my gosh, 65 pounds more than I am now. And this was the time when the housing market and the stock market had crashed. So here I was living in this great neighborhood, and I for sure could not afford my house anymore. And I just remember feeling so stressed and like suffocating all the time that I didn't know what I was gonna do. I had this baby coming, and I knew my marriage wasn't gonna last. I knew I couldn't afford my house anymore. And I was just eating for comfort, and I was totally unhealthy. And I just felt so depressed and fake and sad. And I say fake because I felt like I had to put on this act to everybody else. I had to look happy and act like I had myself together, but people really didn't know how sad and depressed I really was. You know, I had my daughter, and things didn't get any better. I kept this excess weight on. I went through the divorce. So it's so crazy. I remember walking with the stroller, and she was several months old now at this point. And I remember walking by these windows. It was right here. And I just caught this glimpse of myself in that reflection. And I didn't recognize what I was looking at. It's like things hanging on you and excess stuff everywhere. And I remember thinking, wait, I did a double take. Like, is that me? Is that what I've become? And that's what happens. You just gain weight, and that's just normal. And you lose yourself, and that's the way it's supposed to be. And that's when I went home, and I put my daughter down for a nap, and I started thinking, wait a minute, this is not who I want to be. This is not who I am. There's got to be more to this. I'm not going to just settle for that. And that's when I made that first decision that I wanted to be something more than what I had seen in that window. I wanted to be something more than that. And then I figured it out. And this is what you will learn when you start to work with me. And it wasn't unlike my friend Terry, who was also tired, sluggish, depressed, and had no energy. She felt hopeless. In fact, she felt so bad that she said that she could vomit at any minute. She was unable to focus, she was grouchy with her family, and had no mental clarity. To hear Terry tell it, she was bitchy and hated herself and did not want to go out in public. Any of that resonate with you? The good news is that Terry, you can see her results below this video, took matters into her own hands. How did she do this? She decided, no more excuses, only solutions, and that's when she found my program. She lost so much weight. She's a new person. And then there's my friend Nicole. She is beautiful, but she was so tired of being the girl that was pretty but so overweight. She was so uncomfortable in her own skin, she also hadn't recognized who she became. And then she applied everything that I teach in my 6-week program, and she is a new person. She's beautiful, and her body matches how she feels now. Now, I don't know what's going on with you right now. Maybe you're where I was. Maybe you have a divorce in process, or insane debt, or a new baby to care for. Or maybe you just haven't given up eating like a 16-year-old and you can't figure out how to get that body back. It doesn't matter where you're at. All that matters is where you want to go. And you know what? I can take you there. My community is over 3 million strong, and it is growing. We are maniacs on a mission to kill fat forever. And we do it without counting calories or cutting fat, and without killing yourself at the gym. In fact, you will learn to shift by focusing on stronger, not just skinnier, which delivers the best results. You see, true weight loss that lasts comes from focusing on what you can do and creating a winning formula. It's all about perspective. Anyone can support you in losing the first 10 or 20 pounds. It's keeping it off that can't be supported by quick fixes and gimmicks. That's why I've spent the last year and several thousands of dollars with one-to-one coaching with 2 of the top emotional intelligence trainers on the planet. It wasn't cheap, but I was committed to learning even more and going deeper so that I could support you to change your inner world, your state, so we could truly plan your plate with passion and vision. My formula works. We just completed our first full body reset where I incorporated the most powerful mindset program in the world right into my weight loss program. Here's what a few graduates had to say.
Before I met Natalie and found out about her program, I was 177 pounds. I was depressed. I had the worst self-image of myself. So I would walk by a mirror and I couldn't even look at myself because of what would come up, what I would think about when I saw my image. And so in the past, I have done Atkins, I've done paleo, I've done literally everything, and I never found it sustainable for more than 2 weeks. I felt like it was too hard. I travel for work. I'm in airports. I don't have time to do this. And when I first read Natalie's book about her hitting rock bottom, that was the exact point that I was in my life. And so it was another reiteration of, hey, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Natalie is strong about the why, and that is what makes her plan different as well. Not only being simple, but bringing that value to that, to the weight loss. What is it? It's greater than yourself. It is greater. It's freeing. I can do the business I've always wanted to. Since I've started the plan 6 weeks ago, I've lost 20 pounds. I haven't said that since. So as of today, I am 20 pounds lighter. I have 30 more pounds that I get to release and become and step into the me that I've always envisioned. And I couldn't have done that without her. I love my body right now, and I'm gonna love it 30 pounds lighter. I love it. And that is the biggest change that I've seen, because if I love it, how can anyone else love my body if I don't love my body? It is possible to lose the weight forever and feel great and accomplish your goals.
In my younger years, I was very fit and very healthy, and I was one of those people that everyone hated because I could eat whatever I wanted and always stay thin and fit, and it made everyone mad. And then I had an accident and I hurt my back, and I started gaining weight because I was less active and less active. And the more weight I gained, the more depressing it gets, and therefore I gained more weight. So I started dieting, and then I would yo-yo diet. I would diet and lose the weight, and then I would gain it right back as soon as I would stop the diet. So that I would try the next diet and lose the weight and then gain it right back. So about a year ago, I found Natalie Jill on Facebook, and I enjoyed her positive, fun outlook, and I enjoyed the fact that she believed in eating real food and doing body weight exercises in your house. She's very genuine and very positive and very fun and very upbeat, and she truly does care about each individual person and will talk to you about your specific issues. Since I started doing Natalie's program, I feel so much better about myself. I have a lot more confidence and a lot more energy that is sustainable all day long. And I don't have the energy levels going up and down. I don't get the crashes in the afternoon. I actually feel like getting out of bed in the morning and doing something productive with my day. I found Natalie's program was very simple and straightforward. I was very concerned that I wouldn't be able to do it, but I did take the first step and give it a try. And much to my surprise, it was very easy. And literally, I just did what Natalie told me to do in her program, and the pounds just fell off. And that might sound tacky, but it was true. If you do what Natalie tells you to do, it will work.
So before, I was very inconsistent with everything. As much as I studied nutrition and working out, I always had excuses. I'm too busy, I can't do this, I can't do that. I always had something to say about why I couldn't do it. And I would be good for a while, and then afterwards, you know, I would fall off just as easily. And the consistency was really a big thing for me. And I didn't believe that, I knew I could do it for a little while, but I didn't think I could make a lifestyle change. I didn't think that I could be healthy on a consistent basis. I didn't think I could have that. After meeting Natalie, she just makes it so simple. And it really is just about deciding. Once you decide for yourself that you're worth it, that you deserve it, that you get to have that, there's nothing else that anybody can tell you when you decide for yourself. Working with Natalie is a lot of fun. I love how she makes things so easy, so fun, and I love that there's progressions, you know? Once you can build up to a certain level, it can always be harder. It can always be more challenging. You can always do something to make it better, to challenge yourself, to continue to improve. You don't need any equipment, you don't need to go to a gym, you don't need to go somewhere else. You can do them right, exactly standing where you are. No excuses. I threw away any feelings of not being worth it and any guilt, any guilt of that putting myself first is okay. Putting myself first is what I should do, you know, because you cannot give from an empty cup. And I get to fill my cup up first, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's everything right with that. I get to feel comfortable in my skin. I get to feel comfortable in my clothes. I get to feel happy every single day.
Full Body Reset is the ultimate winning formula for radical results that last. You will get daily targeted workouts, exact help to break you free of limiting thoughts, live daily support, which is truly a solution machine here, weekly live calls, lifelong access to go at your own pace, live video calls where you can interact with me and ask me questions, daily support in our private group, weekly contests and prizes. Also, if you take action now, get a $50 off gift code. Now, during this program, you get a full prep week to get you fully ready for what you're about to learn and experience, and a very extensive bonus week to keep you going and to help you make this a lifestyle. I've also included a lot of bonuses, including 6 expert advisors to help truly elevate your life. You're gonna gain the momentum you need with mindset, meals, movement. We're also gonna learn to change your state. You're gonna learn things like committing versus trying and how to find your true driving core motivator. This is just a taste of what's to come. Now, I'm opening up the program right now, and there is limited space, so do not wait.